One thing we've been thankful for, I tell the story a lot. If you've heard me, when you've heard me preach, you've heard it a few times, I'm sure. That I remember on the night of our fire, where I was 7 years old, watching the house burn down, and Dad just having us all in front of him, Mom cuddling onto Sam, and Dad had his arm around me. Elizabeth was next to me, he next to him, and Dad just saying, "It's going to be all right. God's going to take care of us." It taught me on that night how to handle issues, how to handle problems, from an example of someone who had a walk with God and a desire to have that. So I'm thankful that no matter what happens, I know someone is standing by me. When the storms of life are raging, stand by me. When the storms of life are raging, stand by me. When this world is tossing me like a ship upon the sea, Thou who rulest wind and water, stand by me. In the midst of tribulation, stand by me. In the midst of tribulation, stand by me. When the hosts of hell assail, and my strength begins to fail, Thou who never lost a battle, stand by me. In the midst of faults and failures, stand by me. In the midst of faults and failures, stand by me. When I do the best I can, and my friends misunderstand, Thou who knowest all about me, stand by me. When I'm growing old and feeble, stand by me. When I'm growing old and feeble, stand by me. When my life becomes a burden, and I'm nearing chilly Jordan, O Thou lily of the valley, stand by me.
Great singing. All right, let me introduce these characters here. This right here is our butterball. He's a fat boy. This is Luke right here, and he's the sweetest thing you'll ever see in your life. Also, sweet things, they turn rotten real quick. And this here is Katie Rose. She's my baby girl. She melts her daddy's heart. This here is Hayden Jacob. He's the leader, married at home. And that's Hayden. This is my wife Amber. I'm Jake. We're going to sing a song. It's called I Know My Name Is There. These kids are going to turn around, smile, and sing, right? And we're singing for the Lord. We're going to sing I Know My Name Is There. If you know it, you can go ahead and sing along. But old Luke, he's going to turn around and sing the first verse. And we're going to begin singing. Ready? My name I know my name is there. Well, I know my name is written there. My name is written there. Amen. How many of y'all know kids, they make church exciting? And, I do appreciate you all running the buses. Again, I want to say that as many times as I can, emphasize that as much as I can. Thank you so much for your emphasis on missions. Just the heartbeat of God. I mean, I truly believe that. Getting the gospel to the world. And by the way, there's nothing that seems to drive people and children of God to do the will of God and the purpose that Christ put the church on this third rock from the sun. The purpose of the church, I believe, is getting the gospel around the world. He was so willing to get the gospel around the world that he died for that purpose and for that cause. And he not only did that, but he was willing to bring persecution to his own church because they were sitting fat and happy in Jerusalem. And he said, no, I want you to go to Jerusalem, Judea, and Samaria, to the utmost parts of the earth. And they were sitting fat and happy there in Jerusalem, correct? But God was so willing to get the gospel out that he was willing to bring persecution to his own people. And you know where they scattered? They scattered exactly where God wanted them to scatter. I've heard one preacher say something very interesting. I thought it was a good thought. I don't know if this is true, but he said, have you ever wondered about all the church splits in America and about all the churches, especially here in the Bible Belt? He said, he personally believed that the reason and the purpose of all those church splits is that we stopped going. And so God, brought problems and allowed things to happen.